Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Ren, your friendly neighborhood Slytherin. Happy 2020, you guys. Okay, and clearly Maxine wants to say hello and Happy New Year to all of you as well. You know, I haven't heard a peep out of her since I brought her home from the pet hotel a couple of days ago, but when I get back into my YouTube filming thing, that's when she wants to growl. Maybe she just doesn't like the sound of my voice, or maybe she feels like she wants to get in on the conversation. Who knows? And you probably can't see him because he's blended into the seat, but this is Eugene right here as well, wishing you all a Happy New Year. In his mind, he definitely has claim over this portion of the chair. Like, this real estate belongs to him. Yeah, so this feels kind of weird because it feels like I've been gone for a long time, but in reality it's only been like 5 days, not even a week, since I uploaded my last makeup related video, which was the Jaclyn Hill highlighter palette get ready with me review thing. By the way, that was actually one of my, well, it was part of a larger goal that I had set for myself in 2019 regarding YouTube. I don't even want to call it a goal because to me it was a non-negotiable. I promised myself that I would upload at least 10 videos per month and 1 video per week, and I can honestly say that I have achieved that goal throughout 2019 with no exceptions at all whatsoever. Granted, I didn't have any huge emergency type of situation to throw me off, but hey, you know, I still pushed through in rain or shine, adverse situations with travel and being at work. You guys saw that I also just came off the heels of a 10-day trip to Israel, during which I managed to still upload 2 videos on vacation in a country where, like, for some reason the Wi-Fi, I don't know if it was the Wi-Fi itself, because I guess like regular activities on the internet seemed fine, but uploading to YouTube, it would take me literally the entire night to upload like each of the 2 videos that I did in Israel, or else I might have even been able to do a 3rd one. Anyway, there's like a whole other drama story thing attached to that regarding my former, now ex-friend that I went on the trip with. I'm still like, I'm debating in my head whether or not I want to air that out on this channel. I probably will because I'm a Slytherin and I'm petty, but like more importantly than that, you know, there are some people in this world, they just really need to get their entire ass dragged through filth and back. Some people, they don't know how to act right, but you can't really fault them for it because you recognize like their shortcomings or emotional issues tied to childhood or whatever. No, not this guy. This is just grade A asshole, douchebag, boy in disguise, nice guy. All of the words. We won't get into that in this video, but let me just reassure you ahead of time, like whether or not I decide to make that video, your girl obviously came out of that situation on top. Like, I'm a savage, obviously I won, and I looked damn good doing it too. Anyway, make sure you like this video if you want me to make that one. Fortunately for today, or maybe unfortunately for some of you who live for the drama, but I just felt like I should like ease back into the whole video producing thing with some relatively light fare. I picked up one singular fukubukuro, which if you don't know, it means lucky bag in Japanese, and it's like a tradition every year at the beginning of the year. All of the shops have their little special limited quantities sets. Usually it's like clothing or makeup or something like that, and it comes in a large bag, and you can get a bunch of items together for a really discounted price. You know, obviously there's some bags that are going to be a better deal than others. You just have to make sure that you don't get conned by certain stores. So I did a video like this last year. I originally wasn't going to participate in this at all this year because, to be honest, I feel like I've been shopping non-stop for the past like 10 months of my life. And like, aside from the obvious reason of holding on to and saving my money to go towards maybe like a bigger or more meaningful purpose in the future, I just don't feel in the mood to buy new makeup right now. I mean, again, probably because I'm just so burnt out from all of these new releases that I've been chasing after. Keep in mind that I have to stay on top of what's trending in the Japanese makeup market, the Korean makeup market, and also the Western makeup market to a certain extent. So likely it's a lot more work than your faves, I'm just saying. Like, I've barely had time to really enjoy and get prolonged use out of a lot of the items that I bought and reviewed on this channel throughout the entire year of 2019, so yeah, I kind of want to just slow the brakes on that. But, and you knew there was a but, I did come across this lucky bag from K Palette, which is actually inside this larger bag here. So this is the K Palette Lucky Bag. It was a cool 2,000 yen just about, and they claim that there's 4,200 yen worth of product in here. So I will say that with makeup brand Lucky Bags, at least, I feel like most of the time there's less risk involved in purchasing those when compared to clothing or accessory themed Lucky Bags, just because the prices of certain makeup brands in Japan, they tend to stay relatively fixed. Unless you're talking about like huge discount stores such as Don Quijote or Matsumoto Kiyoshi. Yeah, obviously if you go to any of those stores, you do tend to find that a lot of the bigger drugstore brands, their prices are marked down like 5 to 10% maybe as compared to your neighborhood drugstore. But for the most part, when they list the retail price of the items in a makeup Lucky Bag, it's pretty accurate. It's close to what it would cost you to buy those items separately anyway. The catch obviously is that these are usually very basic, like back shelf items that people don't usually check for. But the good thing is that they do list out like the exact contents of the bags nowadays. So you know, some people think that that's kind of taking away the fun aspect of Lucky Bags. As you know, even the name Lucky Bag itself, the original idea is of course that you're not supposed to know what comes in the bag. It's supposed to be a surprise, and then depending on the luck of the draw, you might have gotten really lucky with some really good items, or you might have been unlucky and gotten a few duds. But I don't know, nowadays I feel like for the past 5 years at least, almost every single Lucky Bag that I've come across have explicitly listed out like exactly what items are in each bag. As a child, I can see how maybe that could have dampened the whole fun of the tradition, but as an adult, I kind of appreciate it because I like to know exactly where my money is going. So anyway, there are 3 items in this Lucky Bag. Are they all eye related? Yes, they are. There was one other bag by Revlon, I think it was, that also cost around 2,000 yen. That one had 5 makeup products in it, including an eyeshadow palette, so I was thinking about it, but then I was like, no, Revlon is just not that girl. I'm sorry. One of the items was like foundation and powder. I don't need another arbitrary foundation added to my collection. I'm glad I went with K Palette, also because it's a Japanese brand. That's what I like to focus on this channel, as you know. So yeah, for 2,000 yen, I got these 3 items right here. We have the One Day Tattoo K Palette Lasting 3-Way Eyebrow Pencil. I've definitely tried this one before in the past. Oh, this one has a pencil and powder portion, and then they kind of cheat because they say that the brush is the 3rd step, but I feel like they just threw that in there because 3-way sounds more impressive than 2-way. Young Money. The one that I used to use was the liquid applicator and powder. So this one is just pencil and powder, which is also fine. And then we have the K Palette Essence Shadow Liner Duo, I guess. So this is a powder eyeshadow and a liquid eyeliner pen duo, and it looks like the powder is in caramel brown while the liquid eyeliner is brown black. So this is one of those quickie 2-in-1 items that you can use for those like one shade swipe and done kind of days. And then finally we have a blush product, which I'm the most excited for because I've never seen this from K Palette. I don't know if it's a new item or I've just never noticed it before. This is the Lasting Cheek Tint in color number 1 Orange, which, as you all know, I love that orangey peachy blush color. Ooh, it's like super sleek. Look at that. See, I'm so excited about this one, I didn't even notice that I opened it first. So yeah, it's a cream blush, which is definitely not the most convenient thing to work with, but you know what, I'll give it a try because maybe K Palette has figured out the secret to making blush last the whole day. I don't know about you, but on me, blush is always the first thing to fade. So I feel like K Palette, with their whole 24-hour wear claim, maybe I can stop having the color drain from my face within like the first 2 hours of the day. Okay, so what now? You guessed it, we're going to apply these items to my half-done face. I have primer, foundation, and contour on, and I desperately need to add some fleekage to the eyebrow department, so let me go ahead and crack open this Lasting 3-Way Eyebrow Pencil. Sorry, I have to like concentrate super hard when I'm reading these names because they are so long and unnecessary. I get it, you have to differentiate your products from other brands, but damn. Okay, that's a little dark for me right now. This is in the color Mocha Brown. It's okay, we're gonna go over it with powder and eyebrow mascara anyway. I just need to lay down the basic shape with the pencil. It's just right in terms of hardness though. Like not too soft, not too stiff. The color transfers easily onto the skin. I am going to go over that with a little bit of powder. I like the shape and the texture, like it's not too waxy or anything, just that extra bit of refinement with the powder added on top. But I feel like it is a tad harsh in person. Like it's too dark for my current hair color. So I'm just going over it with my usual Sana Excel eyebrow mascara in the color Ash Brown. I'm definitely going to hold on to the K Palette pencil though, because I might actually dye my hair back to black sometime in the near future. I haven't decided yet. Please don't pressure me. Okay, now on to the Essence in Shadow Liner. You know, as a super busy, ambitious, driven single mother of 2 cats such as myself, I just feel like you can never have enough of these really quick shortcut type of makeup products on the market. They're really needed. So this is the eyeshadow portion right here. I don't know if you can see, there's like some pretty chunky glitters in there. And then this side would of course be the eyeliner with a brush tip applicator. Good job, K Palette. Although most drugstore brands in Japan do have brush tip applicators on their liquid eyeliners, which is why I normally don't F with any Western brands when it comes to that particular product. Alright, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of my L'Oreal Infallible concealer on my lids to act as a base. Nothing serious, just to give the shadow somewhat of a tacky base to stick to. Although I forgot that this concealer kind of dries down matte, but whatever, it's too late. Okay, so I'm taking the shadow end. See, it comes attached with a pencil, not a pencil, a sponge tip applicator. And then the rest of the shadow is stored in the cap here. You know how this works, right? This should be like deja vu for some of you. Ooh, that is kind of dark. I actually wasn't expecting it to be this dark. This is a good thing though, because I often complain about how Japanese drugstore makeup palettes, especially when it's a neutral brown based palette, which 99% of them are, but I always complain that the darkest color is like not actually dark enough to accentuate, you know, the outer V and things like that. Hard to create as much dimension as I personally like. That actually blended out pretty nicely. Considering that all you have is this pointy little sponge tip applicator to work with, it's actually pretty easy. There's a little bit of fallout, but aside from that, there's no patchiness. You can sort of blend it out at the edges here. It doesn't look overly sloppy. Okay, K Palette. Eyeliner time. I think that was literally the fastest that I've ever drawn on eyeliner on this channel. Yeah, smooth, super glidable, didn't tug at my lids at all. The color is a tiny smidge more see-through than I'm used to, but that's only because, remember, this is not a true black color. The liner itself is supposed to be brown black, so that's not a fluke, it's just the way that it was designed. Let me go ahead and put some of this cheek tint on before I pop on my lashes and finish up my entire look. What kind of a brush do I even apply this with? See, that's the other thing with cream cheeks or cream blushes, not only do I never know which brush to use for it, I'm always like dreading the thought of having to clean the cream formula from the brush later on. Do you know what I mean? Because you know it's gonna be like 10 times harder to get off than powder. And then even after it dries, like no matter how thoroughly you clean it, I feel like the waxy residue always gets left on there and your brush is just, it's never the same afterwards. But then I don't want to use a sponge or a puff either because I feel like you don't get the same precision. I'm just like stamping it on the general angle that I want it to apply and then sort of just diffusing. Okay, I'm really sorry. I feel like there was pink powder on this brush beforehand, so it's kind of like mixing in with the orange color. I get it though. This is like that super flushed, authentic porcelain doll look you just can't quite achieve with a powder cheek product, no matter how luminous or glowy those powders may be. See, this is why I have a love-hate relationship with cream blush. No, I have a feeling that I'll really be getting a lot of use out of this. I really like the intense pigmentation and it spreads out really evenly and nicely. It also doesn't hurt that there's a skincare component in here. As with most K palette products, to be honest, there's always like hyaluronic acid and collagen and all of that good stuff infused within the formulas. Okay, I'm gonna put on eyelashes, mascara, and lipstick off camera. Okay, so this is the final look. I went a little heavy on the blush, but that's okay because, like I said before, blush is usually the first thing to fade off of my face throughout the day. So hopefully in a couple of hours it will have faded to a more subtle wash of color. I really like the way my eyebrows turned out, so I'm hoping that I can find the strength after this video to film like at least one more. Never let a good eyebrow day go to waste, you guys, okay? Like go outside, get some food. At least make sure you go outside to the supermarket or something, somewhere where you're seen. You never know, a stranger may offer to buy you a purse. I said, go on, girl, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. Go on, girl, do your thing, stop. Happy New Year again, and I'll see you in the next one.